Why communication? Communication is how we manifest ourselves, how we relate to the world around us, to our family, to animals, to the trees, to the things that happens, and not in the least to ourselves. How we express ourselves for ourselves, what we think about, what we dream about. Everything falls under communication. And for me, empathic communication means that I'm really aware what is going on in me, as well that I can detect what is going on in you and express that. So it is a full back and forth system. And why I think it's so important for children to be heard is once they have, for example, a little upset or they have a pain, and the parent says, "Oh, you're fine, it will be over soon," they get not a chance to really word what they have going on, and what the feelings, the underlying feelings are. So this may be a small incident, but it may give the child the message that they are not worthy for expressing themselves, or that they don't have a good view on themselves, let alone that they get to test it out. So that can build up the self-esteem. So that's also why I think it's so important for parents to learn these skills. One reason, for example, why I have pretend drama is to have it not only a wonderful time for the kids and really experiencing that they can express themselves, but also for the parents to see how does it look like. How does it look like if a child has a say, if they can word and verbalize what their feelings are, if they can just play and be in a realm of ideas that they can express. So that is very important for me, both of those. And empathic communication is also important because we hardly know how to express empathy. We hardly show a child how to express empathy. Like, for example, I had a 6-year-old boy in my pretend drama class in Holland way back. And he was from Morocco, and I thought he didn't even speak Dutch. But in my opening circle, I always ask everybody, how are you feeling in the here and now? And I do that with everybody, with children, with parents, with leaders. In business meetings, I do that also. So I thought he didn't speak Dutch. But the thing was troubling was that he was kicking and biting kids. Now, in my view, if I want to show the world more about empathy, then I myself should step away from being an aggressor. So if the boy is the aggressor and attacks a child, then I have to tune in all empathy and go to the person who needs that most at that moment, which is the victim or the person or the child that was hurt. So I go to them. Now, this boy he experienced always that teachers would go after him and send him to principal. Here I am not doing that. So first he kicks the child and he runs to the other side of the room, knowing that or thinking that I go after him. I don't. I go to the person who needs me most at that moment. The second time he did it again. He bit a child, but then he ran away again, but then he came back, and I saw him coming in the corner of my eye, and I saw him like looking already, trying to make the transition from what he is to someone else. Hardly is anybody shown how to do that. Hardly does anybody ever get a chance to practice that. To after you say something hurtful, to review that and get a chance to change your direction, so to say. Now, with kicking and biting, that is also a value. Values are hard to change. A person really needs to be open and hearing what my value is. For example, my value is no biting, no kicking, no violence. But if I would have gone after him and said, you cannot hit here, that is ridiculous, look what you did, and send him to principal, I missed my chance and I lost him, because that is the old pattern that he knows, so it's correct, it's happening what he knows. But I lost in the connection with him. My chance to help him was gone. So here he is the third time, and again kicking another boy and running away, but coming back. And he was standing really close this time, really looking at me, saying like, would we need a glass of water? Does it get blue? Let me see. He comes close by. Then I felt he was at a place that he could hear me. So in my best positive attitude, because that's another thing that I teach everybody, is changing complaints into wishes. So I described the positive action of legs. I said, legs are so strong, they can run so fast, they can climb so high, they can carry you anywhere. So imagine if that leg hits another leg, that is so much energy and so much strength. And then at that moment I have to let go, not wondering what he's gonna do with it. I gave him my message when he was open. Now he has to digest it and see what he's gonna do with it. So I returned to the child, and they were fine. They replayed again. And the fourth time, now that was interesting. He took another run, and he was gonna kick one more time, put his leg back. I happened to see it and see his eyes, and he held up his leg and put it back. And I could not withhold myself, but putting my thumbs up. And then at the end circle meeting, that I always also ask, how you're feeling in the here and now? And me thinking he did not speak one word of Dutch, in full Dutch, now translated in English, of course. He said, so when I asked him, how are you feeling? He said, I feel great because I held my leg to myself. All the kids were emotional at that moment. Some even straight away cried. Everybody felt it. Everybody felt it, that this boy has made the greatest change in himself possible. And the principal came to me a week afterwards. He said, what happened in your class? He does not bite, he doesn't kick no more. What has happened? Give a person a chance. Give them a chance and show them how it looks like. Show how empathy looks like. So that was one of my favorite stories. I have plenty more, but I hope you liked it. Okay, bye.